The audio tape.
Good lord, these losers are without end.
My
Like,
friends
holy
were looking
freaking
for
hell on a bike. I take the injection, I'm like, okay, fine, I took the injection, life is good. Going out into the world, dating with my injection, and yeah, like, I've got a good friend, Sara, and we hung out once. It's like, yeah, we're hanging out,
we'll know precisely
we're making out, kissing, you know, we're having a good time, and we're liking each other, and like, behind her, it's like, I'm looking at this girl, it's like, she's kind of scared of me. The issue is, not it's like, yeah, I was like 90% she likes me, and then in the back of her mind there's a sort of fear element. I don't know how to put it. It's like, I'm looking at her, I'm thinking like, no, I don't want to date anyone who sees me that way. I actually went, like, she was the first person I realistically tried to date after I broke up with Kana, and it's like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, I don't want to date anyone who sees me that way. That's the issue. And I went back to my room, and she was the first girl I realistically hit on with the attempt to date after Kana. And yeah, I cried. I went to my room and cried. I was the suave guy, and like, you know, we secure another meeting. I was the suave guy. I went home to my room and cried that she viewed me in that way. And then literally the next, and then she comes into my room, and yeah. We had a nice little chat in my room, and a good one. Like, I'm looking at her, I'm like, yeah, this is the girl I'm going to date. This is the girl I want to spend the next, in 6 months, I want her to be my girlfriend, at which point probably, I'd be dating other people. I tell her quite literally, you can wrench exclusivity out of my cold dead dick. But,
you know, my wife would say your nails are in desperate.
So then we get to like day 2, and it's like, okay, this person, I'm looking at Kana, and Kana, my friend, you know, I love you, my friend. The moment at which a girlfriend is in the picture, Red Pill Sara is now officially the girl, the most important person in life to me as of that day. And I'm like, I'm hanging out with her, and I bring her into my room, and yeah, we had some fun. Like, she's cute, and we're having relations in some. I will not elaborate, but we're having relations in some sense. And then what's it? Oh, Ruan. I keep calling him a Eunice. No, Ruan, the loser. He's like, he knocks on the door. It's like, Ruan's like, wait a second, dude. And he breaks in, and he's like, Loki, we have rules against human relations. Humans aren't allowed to have sex or date. I was like, fuck you, Ruan. Fuck you, Ruan. Actually, I said, go away, Eunice. Go away, Eunice. So I said, man, so that's day 2. And now we're getting into day 3, and she's still being weird around me. It's like, whatever. And then here's the weirdest shit in the world. This morning, I'm talking. Today I'm going to determine, I think basically her attitude, I do not want to date her. I'd like to be her friend. I don't want to date her. She's got a weird attitude. She has something in her eye. Like, I don't want to date anyone who has that look towards me. Is the issue. I'd like to be a friend, but I do not want to date her if that's how she views me. Was the issue. So, like, we're talking, and yeah, I'd like to be a friend. I'd love to be a friend. And ultimately, she's crying. She was crying because they weren't giving her her meds fast enough. Like, she needed her meds very desperately. Like, she was in desperate need of her meds, and these losers hadn't given her meds for ages. Like, they hadn't given her the meds that she needs. I'm just, what the fuck's wrong with you? Give her your meds. So me and Sara, you know, my new friend, we're talking to her. It's like, yeah, we're friends. I'm not going to date you, but we're going to be friends. That's the conversation I had with her. So we walk out in the hallway. We walk out. We get her meds. They're fine, right? Normal. And then what happens now? I'm talking to Kana and my other people. Yeah, I'd like this girl to be my friend for a long time. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna date her. I don't want her to be my girlfriend. Honestly, I can do better. Bizarrely, she's sexy as freak. I borderline would be settling for not a supermodel with this girl, and she's cute. But never. So I wanted to date her, not necessarily because she's the cutest girl I've ever seen. Actually, a drop in cuteness from what I can attain. It's the situation and the story in which we met her that interested me. You know, I met her in this place. I met her when I was in this really difficult situation, and she was in the same situation. And you know, it's a good story to build a relationship on. She's smart. She's sexy. She ain't the supermodel I can easily acquire, but she's good enough. So it's like, okay, whatever. So We're not going to be dating. We're friends. That's where we come. So we walk out in the hallway. We talk to these guys. She's still kind of crying and sad. But she's sad because they wouldn't give her meds. That's the issue. So we go off and I walk up to the guys and we get her meds. We get the meds for her. Like, the guys walk up with nice medication and they give her meds and I think she's feeling better or something. But she goes back in her room. I'm telling her, yeah, I'll call you later. I'd love to be your friend. I also was in the work exercise. The thing, we were trying to find like anywhere private we can have a conversation. Like there is no private place you can have a conversation in a disaster. It's like human relations are by definition prohibited. So there's no private place we can have relations. Even a conversation. So we go into the exercise room and like to ding that. Like officially, the one man who was respectful to me, dude. I'm pretty much telling you, dude. Sorry, we're having a private conversation. Can you get out of the exercise room? He's like, you fucked over 2 minutes. He just sits there. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to have a private conversation here, more. So good, bye. You never wanted sin. Okay. So I'm telling this guy, fine, moron. You will be involved in our conversation because you are being disrespectful for once. So I was like, all right, weirdo. I don't like you no more. So I just tell her, yeah, I'd like to be your friend. It would be nice. And then I walk off, and I discuss with and then I discuss with Conando on the phone. Yeah, this girl's cool. I like her. I'd like her to be my friend. She seems nice. Red Pill Sara. And it's like, then the weirdest thing just fucking happened. A bunch of weirdos burst into my room. Like, I don't remember what it is, the Asian dude. I haven't even learned his friggin' name. I'll get your name later, at a later time, Warren. The Asian dude bursts into my room, and then he's like, Sara does not want to talk to you. Sara does not want to be your friend. There's no talking to Sara. Don't talk to Sara. Stop talking to Sara. You will not talk to her even once. She doesn't want to talk to you. Never. We're her guys. And she loves her. She loves us. She's very feeling good about us. She does not want to talk to you, and do not talk to her. And so, dude, okay, if Sara don't want to talk to me, I'd love to converse with her and get her to say this. She can tell me to her face that you're not her mom. It's like, okay. And he continues bullying her. No, you will not fucking talk to her. Don't talk to Sara. Don't fucking do it. Do not talk to Sara, motherfucker. I'm telling you. Stop doing it. Don't talk to her, bitch. That's basically the outline. Like, okay. Dude, she's my friend. I'm not dating her. If Sara don't want to talk to me, she don't need a team of big thugs to come threaten me. Like, she may speak the sentence, hey Loki, I do not want to talk to you. At which point I fuck off. I don't talk to anyone who don't want to talk to me. I'm later. Basically, when you're like, you will not fucking talk to her, don't do it. Don't fucking talk to her. She's, we're helping her, and you will not talk to her. Is basically the message I get from the big Asian dude and the team of thugs. And like, all the team of thugs are like, don't do it, man. Don't talk to her. I'm telling you, don't fucking talk. Don't talk to her. She don't want to talk to you. We're helping her. She's got schizophrenia and she's got the voices. She don't want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, moron. If you insist. Like, I'm at Sara's door. I'm like, while they're yelling at me. Don't talk to her. Don't fucking talk to her. And it's like, you guys are behaving like babies. I don't know why you think, like, necessarily. I understand the situation. Sara does not want to talk to me. I get it, and you're relating this message, and you're trying to help her. I understand that's the situation. Nevertheless, all I wanted was later, my friend Sara, will you please, for God's sake, just, if you don't want to talk to me, just tell me one sentence. Hey Loki, I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry, it's over. Goodbye. And they go, okay, fine. See you later, Sara. I'm sorry. Like, that's the conversation I wanted to have. You will not talk to her else. Don't fucking come back. Don't do it. Don't do it. You won't talk to her. Fuck. Don't talk to her or else. Don't talk to her or else. You know what'll happen if you do. You know what'll happen if you don't talk to her, bitch. And it's like, dude, if Sara feels this strongly about not talking to me, acceptable. I will accept her wishes. I'd love it if Sara could just tell me to my face, like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you. And I go, okay, fine, sorry. I mean, it was my mistake, Sara. I didn't know. I mostly just wanted you to tell me you don't want to talk to me and I'll get lost. My hope, I was expressing this to everyone. Like, I'd love it if she was my friend. For a long period, I wish I'd talk to her in a week. Still hanging out. I'd love to talk to her in a month and still hanging. Basically, in a year, I want this girl to be my best friend. In old age, when I'm an old man. And I'm in hospital, you know. I want to get a phone call from Sara, my best friend. Because I love her. I was going to date her. And she didn't want to date. But I would love to be her best friend for the rest of her life. Is the issue. And I was expressing this to Kana and others in the staff. And like, and then the weird threats come in. Like, yeah, Sara not only doesn't want to talk to me, she's sending teams of thugs to insist I will not so much speak one single sentence to her, or else. I'm trying to ask her. It's like, dude, you guys are being so threatening, hysterical, and crazy. Trying to stop me talking to Sara. I'm just like, I guess I ain't talking to Sara. Not because I don't want her to just speak the simple sentence, Loki. I don't want to talk to you.
Why'd you do that? You should.
But just because, like.
Now let's try again.
She has sent a team of threatening thugs from hell to insist
everyone, it's time for a
on our behalf that I don't even get to.
For a while there was a lull.
Yeah, it was like with women. They're always like this.
This happens, you know, after an election.
They do not talk to you directly. They break up with you in alternative means. I'm just saying, like.
Normal people, I suppose.
Mr. Grimmer.
We gotta talk about Trump.
What a mess.
It is still at roughly 40%. Within the same
I told you how she likes them, right?
What, 6 months or so now. RCP, link in the description now. Some people say, well, no, if they're like MAGA hat wearers, they're like, no, it's 50%. They're under all wrong other than Rasmussen. If you listen to people who don't like Trump, they're like, oh, no, it's like 37, 38%. Gallup told me so, MSNBC poll says. Don't listen to these outlier polls. Don't even consider them. Only look at the aggregate, generally speaking. The closest on the mark for the number of cycles has been YouGov. Rasmussen was good as a one-off in the 2016 election. It's basically pointless right now to listen to Rasmussen in regards to this. In the last election, it didn't do well with predicting the generic ballot, predicting what was going to happen both House and Senate-wise, whereas the aggregate and YouGov and all of those polls, fairly much in the center, have been generally outperforming. Now, the phenomenon that we're seeing with Donald Trump is some people looking at that really, really relatively static line for so many months would say, oh, he's got a low ceiling. He's fucking hate him so much. Support him. I grant that he's low ceiling. There are many presidents who aren't because the basis of propaganda with media.
They all die. And if they
get out of here! Go on!
The okay situation. They don't even care about North Korea unless it's Pompeo being on the meeting, but they don't care about the border post being destroyed, lines being removed.
You're now like suing the existing anime
milling around together and
so that may not be referenced
right now.
son of a
It's highly significant what's happening.
Damn right.
Most people don't
You know
have
what's
a clue
happening.
happening. Therein lies the
I do
problem.
not need to see you get
Despite
down
this,
to
he's managed to
blowjob.
create what I would say is a high. And I said this during the primaries as well. When he was running, just as one of the Republicans past the last election. That's what I predicted at the time. The numbers that people were seeing, they were saying, well, Trump's got a low ceiling, he can't get any higher. What I said is, no, he has a large minority party, yes, but in the pack field enough.
Created by women, and then I can lust
Stand
into
out would
anime.
be the primary novel.
Is
I said that a large
not the fact
proportion of
that
people will basically go to the ends of the earth and support him. They can't find another candidate that they would support. They're not all Republicans anyway.
It's not that we
Some of
don't
these
recognize
people were
your beauty,
essentially
it's like
disenfranchised business Democrats, third partyists who swung over to support. And then, of course, there were never Trumpers that were sort of on the other end of that spectrum. Trump has a high floor of approval. It's probably in the mid to upper 30s. That's the portion of the country that is highly energized for him. They're not all Republicans. For example, if I were asked on a poll, do you support Donald Trump? Do you approve of the job he's doing? I would say yes. Generally speaking, I do. More yes than no. I would say yes. I'm not a Republican. I'm not even a conservative. There's reasons why that coincides with the Trump administration because I don't see him as a far-right figure. Some people think he is, but most of the people saying so are doing so with their iPads while wearing a Che Guevara t-shirt and fucking beret or something.
You are stalling me, dumb.
So I don't take that
to show you what your master has to say.
I don't believe in the low ceiling associated with Trump. There is a ceiling. It's probably a third or maybe even 40% of the population that would never support him. But the thing is, there's a lot of opposition to him that's more soft. These are people who primarily, they don't realize that Trump's doing a decent job because they're consuming mainstream media, essentially. And you've also got people who consume alternative media who are on the maybe more of the left side of the spectrum who disagree greatly. They're part of that group.
I'll make you louder
because they're hearing, you know, the bad news about Trump, and even the stuff that most people would consider virtues, like lower taxes or whatever, they don't even like that idea because, you know, maybe they're socialistic or something. They consider that bourgeois capitalism and horrible. So Trump's approval is within that same general marker that it's been at for a very long time. Again, we can debate whether it's floor or ceiling. I see it more as a floor. That is, that there's a line that's been drawn in the sand where 45%, somewhere around there, of the population, depending on which polling firm you listen to, just potentially supports Trump. These are probably some foreign policy voters and people who partisan Republicans, obviously, who maybe like parts of his populist message. I would also say that during this time, you've had increasingly large numbers of even alt-media commentators saying, well, where's the wall? Build the wall. Trump has gone back on the wall. His approval hasn't slid. So therein lies a little secret. Yeah, the so-called deplorable thing where, a third of the country is just like desperate racists. The only thing they care about is keeping out foreigners because they hate brown people or whatever. Yeah, that's
but that would imply a conspiracy.
It's about the money and the fact that
my lawyer has been somehow paid off.
They're trying to form one now on
then I would, of course, have to waste an additional 2 weeks. And no way
it's really funny.
I would rather avoid it. I am 100% certain I will be released today, sometime after 3 o'clock. Because my dream of a world for grown-ups, by a world run for grown-ups, and by a world run by grown-ups for grown-ups, this will happen one day. My lawyer has not been paid off. Many of you will be in prison while I laugh. Many of you will be in prison while I laugh. If you were attempting to conceal your fetid fucking crosses from others being seen or from me finding out or anything of the sort, or literally, this is what just occurred, fool. This is the story of how I met Red Pearl Sara, someone I believe 6 months I'm quite familiar with, and probably bare minimum, someone that when I die of old age, she dies of old age, spent on old lives well enough to by definition. No, this is what has occurred. Literally, Loki does this. Justin Trudeau's government that he needs to follow. Good Lord, you've never seen a worse government in the history of the world. Look, University of Toronto, Justin Trudeau's government is just fucking bad. And then the police, upon hearing this, walk up and they say, Loki, we agree and we are sorry that Justin Trudeau has done this to you. We feel bad that Justin Trudeau is such a poor governor. We would like to expose his crimes. Here, we are turning ourselves in. Justin Trudeau, we reject you, and we would like to expose you to Loki to thank him. And then they arrest Justin Trudeau and bring him to me, to be found and punished. This is what you have done by attempting to conceal things. And then literally, this is what you do when you go into that courtroom and you attempt to win by devious means, which... This is how you catch a monkey. This. Put with a piece of food here. And then it goes like this. You're a big fat... You're a big thin white man with white fucking hair. And you're an effective liar up until the point you expose yourself as a retard on fire. Put a little bit of his food in your hands and see what you
You'd have karaoke.
his food.
Karaoke.
You attach the final I can't. And he can't let go of the food.
Not an attachment press. Nothing.
Is how you catch him on. Is how you catch him on. But there's a better way. You really want to get him hard. This is how you get him really fast.
It's like if I had a people having some jobs, they're constantly berating to the point where they're like, hey, this person is fascist, they want to ruin Western society.
This is what you've done when you try to conceal things from me.
I'm doing okay, Kana. How are you? Yeah, let me get the speaker. Here. Can you hear me now? Are you, like, quite literally, did you record those proceedings in the courtroom? You had a phone jumping around, and the judge did the following. The judge pretty much projected, without saying anything directly, threatened you not to. Was that what happened? Were you actually recording the proceedings? Kana? Were you recording the judge in the court trial where my case was botched deliberately by my lawyer? Were you recording that, Kana? Oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Well, it's like literally everyone in the world. At this point, it's pretty much not even. And when a trial that far in my favor, when even the audio recording wins with my lawyer in court, and then quite literally, the visuals is simply the retard from hell, Kevin Irwani, not only lost on the audio record when he lost pathetically on the audio, quite literally, he was in fucking abject tears, suffering in sadness on the fucking floor, just begging 3.5 hours of me without saying a single word, responding to every single thing he said from beginning to end. Like literally, I did not speak a single word. I used visuals without speaking to counteract and respond to every single point that idiot little moron just shoved into court. He had to barf out, honestly, that he was winning in court and still lost. And then, at the end of this abortion, where literally Kevin Irwani was pretty much raped in fucking court, is what the hell that was. Kevin Irwani emerged from court when he was done. Like, I mean, his empty threats were not only stupid, his empty threats were fucking comical, is what that he not only lost in court, he was destroyed hysterically in court. And then literally, the moment at which, even on the audio record, I obviously fucking won, no, that's the point at which, like, literally, it is not open to debate whether or not this is an open political conspiracy, Kana. It is obviously an open political conspiracy when a court trial so obviously in my favor on both audio record and fucking visual record. Obviously, I won in court, is the issue. So, Kana, now, I basically, at this point, everyone in the fucking world appears to be working in a big giant conspiracy to fuck me over, Kana. So what I'm asking you is, like, literally, when you're pretty much basically been hired by Justin Trudeau just to screw this shit up, is that remotely true, first of all? And then second of all, literally, we had a couple of weird conversations. I believe we had some meetings in which what occurred, quite literally, two things occurred. You sitting with something approaching an 18-year-old girl in your fucking violin lesson as you bitch at her, and I was sitting alone in the room jerking the fuck off, is the first thing. And then when we're done this thing, which is perhaps recorded on the fucking audio tape, now what do we have next? We have, of course, you having a violin lesson with a lovely young child, and literally, here, moron, would you like to combine and misrepresent the two fucking... would you like to combine and misrepresent the two scenarios such that one is switched for the other, and I'm going to jail and raped and killed in jail for fucking nothing, Kana? Is that what has occurred? Or literally, do you have the remotest sense that this is not even remotely attempted? And yeah, are you working for fucking politics? Okay, is there any remotest blackmail on the fucking way falsely misrepresenting me, Kana? Okay? Fucking good. Are you my friend? Are you on my side? Are you working for anyone but being my friend, Kana? And literally, if you are lying, I don't care. I'm more concerned with when being a traitor. Are you correctly respecting me in a manner that, when betraying me, you do not insult me, as you have not so far? Fucking good. Yeah, because quite literally, here's the issue. If Kana is betraying me or not, and working for politics or not, that's not only pointless, I could not friggin' care less, Kana. It's like not only a non-issue, it's like literally, if Kana is betraying me, and if Kana is not if you're working for Justin Trudeau to fuck me over, or if you're actually my fucking friend, I could not care less in either instance. It's a non-issue. Literally, in either instance. Is the person I love and respect and wish to marry remotely fucking nice to me in either scenario? And yeah, you have been, and you are, and you always were, and I'm impressed with you today. Because I suspect, honestly, if there was anything being concealed, there's no longer a false, misrepresented fucking blackmail that was resulting as a result of a fake botched court when my friend betrays me, literally murdered in jail and killed for false reasons and die in jail because the one friend I'm supposed to love has decided mysteriously to fucking fuck me over and betray me for nothing. No, literally. That's what bothers me. Then good. Good. None of them are true. No blackmail is incoming, so I couldn't really care less whether it is true or not. I would not care whether it is true or not, because at this point, any attempt to kill me in jail, if my friend betrayed me, which I don't think you did, and no, you didn't, and literally, if you were betraying me, you are effectively presenting yourself as my friend, so I don't care if you are or not. Literally, if there's a side of you that is concealing anything on the side, I would like you to rapidly realize the friend you are, and the friend you would be betraying me, pretending to be, is the real you. And not any fucking bullshit. I could not care less. It's just like there were a bunch of bad things, like in court trial, and I asked the judge fucking the lawyer repeatedly, please mention that I am Steam friends with V Monroe, prominent Gamergate YouTuber. Every time he plays a fucking video game. Every time he plays a video game on Steam, I see what game he's playing. I've talked to him in text messages on and off, and yeah, we know each other in some remote sense, and yeah, we are associated. I asked this to be mentioned in the fucking court. It would, of course, someone have justified on the fake-ass audio record they bullshitted their way out to saying was a victory, when even on the audio record, I was obviously winning. Like, literally, you can look at the audio records they misrepresented as a victory in order to attempt to murder me with pills I don't need, pathetically, as if this is a useful way to kill me. No, quite fucking literally. Not only did the misrepresented version of the court trial go heavily in my favor, such that any attempt to judge that shit against me is, by definition, such a historical friggin' farce, that yeah, they're not only not winning in court that day, any attempt to win in court is not only fucking retarded, it is an open political conspiracy involving high-level politicians and corrupt cops and psychiatrists designed to fuck me over with fucking Stalin's soft schizophrenia. Yes, that is the issue. It is like literally after that abortion of justice being so stupid it's beyond words, not only is there a political conspiracy, it is so open, obvious, and naked. It's just a fucking retarded show is the issue. Like, not only is it a political conspiracy, that was such a retarded abortion of justice designed to kill me with pills I don't need, that I would be demented in the fucking head to think this is not a political conspiracy. And at the point at which everyone in the world is politically conspiring against me, I must now honestly try to muscle in on my best friend Kana to assure myself that if she is like basically everyone else I've ever met in my life, if she is against me and fucking me over, literally, can I please get this woman back on my side in any serious sense? Because I do not care if you're working for me. I do not care if you're not, I don't care if you're my enemy or my friend. I don't care if you're my friend or pretending to be my friend. Quite literally, I just want any of these sea of traitors to respect me when betraying me with a naked open political conspiracy, which is obvious and retardedly obvious is the issue.
Okay. It is that
No, I don't think you're going to do anything against me. Basically, I want to make sure you never do. And then I want to, and when we're 80 years old and in hospital, and one of us drops of old age a long fucking time ago. Yes, finish. Go ahead. I'm sick. I never let people talk. Go. Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
you are well off, and that you're still thinking somehow I want to betray you and I'm against you. It is quite hurtful of me.
Connor, I don't think you want to betray me. I don't think you want to hurt me, and I think you are my friend. You know what the hell this is? Basically. Connor, look. I want to make sure that if you are my enemy, that in 80 years, that enemy is still pretending to be my friend when we're old people together. Like, literally. It's for this reason the audio tape would not be fucking released unless I attempted to be killed in court. Is the issue, Connor. So now I'll just keep this shit silent, and I won't do anything with this, other than literally let it sit for a while, and literally I cannot be killed in jail, raped to death with knives based on false charges, if the one friend who matters more to me than anything decided to go turncoat for a few $1,000,000. Literally, you will not do that. You can't do that no more. And honestly, I see no reason to release the tape. It's just like literally insurance in case you try to murder me for money. And I don't think you will, and I know you can't. And now that, like, it's verifiable, you can't realistically do any of this bullshit. I will tell my friend, I'll see when we're old people, and when one of us in 40 or 50 years finally goes in hospital as very old people after a lifetime of fucking friendship. This recording will not be released, even then, is the problem, Connor. So, you may speak. You may speak.
I understand you are very upset. Probably that doesn't help. Probably doesn't help. But I need to be strong, Loki. Don't let this negative thought rule you. You're letting this negative thought get into you and then allowing to let go wild. That's not good for you, Loki.
Okay?
Be strong.
I am.
Look.
I have literally been aware of the possibility that there was anything going on and couldn't care less from the beginning. It's not only like, am I somewhat accusing you of this bullshit? It's like, literally. In my mind, I'm accusing you of this bullshit maybe 4 or 5 months ago and couldn't care less. And honestly, I don't care at all today. I'd like, literally, if there's any implication in a fucking future being fucked up, whatever. I assume I'm not going to be murdered today with a fake-ass legal ruling that ain't rolling in. I assume they're in a conspiracy. Like, how's this? You are my friend, by definition, from the beginning till the end, and this is the issue. Now, what do we have? We have a room. Hey, look, we're not alone. We're being recorded. There's morons on a video camera watching me as they're an open, naked, political conspiracy, attempting to kill me with schizophrenia pills I don't need, fatten me up with diabetes I don't want, ruin my loves, etc. The intention is to murder me with fake-ass pills. I'm assuming they're not going to pull a fucking gun on me in an alleyway and shoot me to silence the leader of Gamer. Hashtag fucking Gamer. I assume at this point. No, it's like literally, as I look at this conspiracy of open naked retards fucking me over, attempting to ruin the leader of a political movement, and then literally my new fucking girlfriend, who's obviously just working for them and hired by them, and on the second, she's not arrived too late. Halfway through the, I believe I'm sitting there the day after I begin posting publicly of Anderson Cooper's wretched stupidity. It gets innocent people killed when he claims yet another mass shooting was not about his lies. No, that ain't the fucking issue. Oh yeah, instantly. The moment yesterday night, I begin to genuinely consider whether that shooting that just occurred was actually in some way attempting to extract the truth out of this conspiracy that's everywhere in the fucking world. Literally, here's the fucking problem. I look at that shit, and I do not want to be associated with any innocent deaths. So, like, the moment I even consider that any of that might have been in service to me, I disassociate myself from the murders of innocent people on fucking day one, the moment it's even remotely possible I am in any way responsible for such things. And then what do we have next? Like, literally, a naked open conspiracy of retards has hired a girl to sexually procure me as my new friend. Not you, Kana, is the issue. It's the new one, and who may or may not be. No, the new one is definitely working for them in some sense, and literally, after I've done this to Anderson Cooper to give him the big fucking middle finger, then I walk into the other room, and here she is sitting next to the computer, talking to a fetid little retard with no brains at all, ugly and stupid as sin. I'm basically asking you, and do not disrespect me in this manner, lady. I've been waiting until morning to talk to you, is the problem. And then as she basically wanders the hell out, and they give me the food I don't want, after puttering around in the kitchen to do whatever. I'm looking at this food as the retard begins to do the following. He makes the sound of the implying that they've done something to the food, at which point I'm about to eat the fucking food anyway because I'm hungry and I would like some coffee, is the problem. And then the retard, ugly fucking fool with no brains at all, he begins to sing. And I'm trying to eat I'm about to have 3 or 4 coffees and eat my fucking food. And the retard who's just muscling in on a girl who's mine, by definition, if she's smart. And honestly, she fucks off if she respects me, and is a bit late to do so. I'm looking at this moron. I have to sit here and listen to him fucking sing, is the issue. I have to sit here and listen to him sing when I'm trying to eat my food, is the fucking problem. And then what the hell happens next? I look at this, I pour the milk in a fucking water cup, abandon the food, and walk. I'll get food somewhere fucking else. I don't want to listen to this moron sing, is the problem. And I walk off to that lady, the new girlfriend, who honestly I believe is a new girlfriend. Quite literally, I do not care if she's hired by anyone to fuck me over. By definition, everyone is, in my mind. I assume everyone is when I meet everyone I meet. No, it's like literally among the sea of traitors. This woman has now achieved the chance to impress me. I've told her I'd like to speak with her in approximately, well, yeah, I said I'd like to speak with you. I'll meet you in my room, is the fucking problem. And then I walk off to my room. I wait a little while. She's still not here. I start playing a 6-Hexenhammer 666 video, my vice president, and luckily, I'm waiting for her to show up. And what happens next? Ooh, how about fucking this? She shows, at the point at which that video concludes, and we've gotten to the end of Six's speech, she's broken up with. Like, on day 2, she's disrespected me so profoundly. The relationship is over, despite I can do better in attractiveness. She's cute enough. I like her, the way she looks. I could get a supermodel without effort if I walk out in the world. But being with someone who has honestly been here on time and respected me enough, yeah, I believe she is something resembling a girlfriend. And I'm the idea that a conspiracy of retards who hired her is anything other than God puppeteers me into a girlfriend with by way of a group of retards who think they matter by paying her. Like, no, literally, she's obviously working for them, or at least corrupted, or in some sense stupid. But I'm waiting for Styx's speech to fucking conclude. Hey, look, Styx Hexenhammer's speech is halfway through when that lady shows up. And what has happened? Like, yeah, she showed up halfway through. We've laid down for a little while, had a nice conversation. I am happy with the nature of that conversation. Eunice, the moron cam-age bitch, this institution thinks they're God, because they have an Orwell video camera and a list of arbitrary... Oddly enough, masturbation is allowed, but normal human sexuality is prohibited by God cam-age. The murder of sexuality and the murder of happiness, with a 17-point checklist of how to ruin every single thing that would ever make anyone happy and ruin their mental health while killing them with pills they don't need, just so they can service politics rather than honestly do their job and do healthcare. Good fucking God. Cam-H is bad. Yeah, Eunice, of course, does his duty. He shows up knocking on the door to eject her from the room just so I can be denied a fucking any further than a 5-minute conversation with a girl I'm honestly looking forward to a nice 6-month-long relationship to at least. Although honestly, retching exclusivity out of my cold dead dick is not an exaggeration. It's like, Yeah, this girl is obviously working against me for some reason, or literally just stupid as bricks. It does not matter. She showed up in the middle of Styx's speech. She was not late. She was not broken up with by not showing up on time. And yeah, you are a good woman, and I love you. I'm a bit mad today. That's about it. Friend, I love you. Would you like to make a statement? And then I'm gonna hang up. And yeah, this stupid tape is not going to be on goddamn YouTube. It's gonna sit here in case you pull some bullshit. I can release it other than that. I think we're done being angry. And we can resume being friends if we're remotely friends when this thing hangs up. Go ahead and speak, Kana. Make your statement.
Now, because she had a boy next to her.
Not anything that I would no, literally wasting the time talking to a loser who's beneath her and beneath me and literally beneath contempt. A fucking ant compared to me is graced with her presence fucking at all as she smiles when honestly she's supposed to meet me in the morning and I've been waiting all night to meet her, looking forward to meeting her. And at this point it's like, yeah, whatever, lady, get rid of the loser, stop respecting the loser when I'm obviously angry. Oddly enough, it appears to be in punishment for giving Anderson Cooper the middle finger when I tell him quite vociferously I do not want to be associated with a bunch of shootings that are to wrench the truth out of these idiots, when honestly it's like, I do not want that on my conscience for one day. When Anderson Cooper lies about the nature of those shootings, or literally does not bother to report Hillary fucking Clinton, Bill fucking Clinton, or honestly Donald goddamn Trump even was showing up at Epstein's place. I still haven't figured out if that... I assume when Donald Trump showed up at Epstein's fucking parties, Epstein brought in Donald Trump to have, you know, sex with an 18-year-old prostitute, and only Trump discovers later in horror that Bill and Hillary Clinton are involved, and he's now entrapped by these idiots with no way, like he's now on a quest to prove Hillary and Bill are a pedo without being able to speak it fucking openly, because the morons hired him for an 18-year-old girl. Now literally, I'm assuming that's the case. If Trump, my best president and the coolest guy ever, if he was remotely having sex with children at Epstein's fucking parties, Big X pulled out his stomach, my best friend, gone. Hey, if Styx Hexenhammer is an offending fucking child sex pedophile, Big X, I pull out the stomach of my best friend and vice president if he betrays and screws up in this manner. Yeah, Styx Hexenhammer, I have no friends that can get away with that act without, quite literally, being worthy of murder in my eyes. I assume Trump is not guilty of this. I assume he's trying to expose the truth after being fucked over and unable to, or unwilling to in some way. I couldn't care. Like, quite literally, with Trump, the position with Trump is Styx Hexenhammer 666. When he says Donald Trump, he's talking about me, his hero, and his president, Loki Rococo Oreo, not an old white president, often the United States, who bears the same name. And literally, that guy, I believe he can or can't. If he was at Epstein's parties doing that, then cut out his stomach in 1 second, I couldn't care less. If he was honestly just anything else, and he's trying to, doing his, yeah, in either instance, you do your best to support and go in favor of Donald Trump, the good president who's doing his best to get through life, the hero of politics. And if at the end of this story we find out Donald, quite literally, the old white president in the United States currently serving, if he had in any way fucked a child, then cut out his stomach, I was wrong about him, and yeah, we're talking about me, not some old white president in the United States foolishly believing he is Donald Trump, when it's me, is the issue. So, yeah, I just wanted to make it clear. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton are beneath contempt, obvious pedophiles, cut out their stomach. Oh wait, no, not actually an incitement, that is what I feel they deserve, not actually an order commandment to go do it, obviously. But yeah, those bitches should die in prison, is the issue, and they won't. And then Anderson fucking Cooper will not report this obvious news at any point. MSNBC, Fox News, how about 0 news outlets that $500 million corporations that get every advantage in the world to speak, whereas Loki, the best and most talented musician on the face of the earth, I am politically censored, by definition, because about 11 years ago some moron pushed a button and I can no longer be seen. How about the person most deserving of being able to speak can never speak at all, and a conspiracy of fucking pedophile covering up retards may honestly couldn't care less if innocent people get hurt. over and over. And I assume when I'm looking at all these mass shootings, the Vegas shooting, everything, I just see a sea of morons attempting to uncover the truth just by evidencing the fact that Anderson Cooper will not report the fucking news. Is the problem. So when I'm done giving that guy the middle finger, then I walk into that place and the girl is disrespecting me. I'm looking at this, is this a punishment for telling the truth about Anderson Cooper? In which case, you're on thin ice, lady. Honestly, she shows up. It's fine. I couldn't fucking care less. She has not disimpressed me on this day because she corrected the scenario, is the issue. And I love you. And yeah, I'm sorry I'm angry at you. But that's literally my position on the issue of, is Connor my friend? And yeah, I borderline, legalistically, in case tapes could be destroyed, it would be better to post this to YouTube. I'll find a way to fucking back it up somehow. And I would like to never release this, Connor. I would like to never release this, Connor. Connor, look, make a few more statements to your satisfaction, and then I'm gonna hang up the phone. You can come by later, and yeah, we'll be friends. And I forgive the fact that I launched this tirade. It's more in self-defense on the prospect that if my best friend I love more than anything was my enemy, it would be more like positioning me to be killed in jail on false charges. I will defend myself against these false charges. Other than that, yeah, I'm sorry I've yelled at you. I'm desperately sorry I've yelled at and disrespected a friend who I respect more than anything and wished to marry. Like, you can make your statement, and then we'll see if we... Yeah, you can meet me today or tomorrow, whenever you're free. Meet me in a few days, whenever you're free. Let's call later. And I'm sorry that I've yelled at you, and may you forgive me for being angry at you in this manner. It's out of self-defense I'm doing this, not for any other reason, so that my friend will not murder me for nothing. When everyone else in the world, their goal is to murder me for nothing. To silence my fucking politics.
I'm sick, so I don't know when I'm gonna see you. But talk to me.
Yeah, I'm sick. I'm looking at these pills they're feeding me. Like, not only are they unhealthy and dangerous, gonna fatten me up, they told me quite literally the pills will not cause early onset death or fatness. Yeah, they do both, is the issue. And then literally, I'm not even worried about that. Hell, have I been fed fucking AIDS in the pills? And then will I be shot in an alleyway to silence me when it's obviously just kill and silence the leader of Gamergate, so politically active young gamers will never be in politics, ever. Yeah. Get lost, Eunice. No, I have not. Sara... Sorry, Eunice, I'm having a conversation with my girlfriend. Please get lost. Yeah. I'm strong and I'm done with it. I'm gonna let you make a statement, and then I'm gonna basically hang up the phone. We can talk later as friends or something, and you can visit later if you want. I'll be out in a week or two. I assume I ain't gonna be killed at this point by anyone, although the goal is to openly kill me. I believe I've quite literally secured survival, and the last pillar of the thing that could kill me, a false arrest, false charges, based on my best friend betraying me for nothing. I'm actually somewhat disappointed in you, that you did not record the proceedings in court. You're holding a phone when I'm yelling at fucking Kevin Rawani, and the judge threatened you to shut you up just to be sure you did not. But, yeah, I'll...
Okay. So, because many of you have a lot of difficulty understanding this show, I decided to explain it to you as simply as possible. Okay. I understand that the majority of my freakouts have been preceded by episodes of Monster being posted, but this time I decided to shake things up. I am having the episode first, then posting Monster and returning to normal. To be perfectly honest, I have little interest in Madness tonight. It is boring to me now, and I have covered every possible angle. The great masters will study me for many years. Tonight, I have far better and more serious things to do with my time. I must build a divine cube, sent from heaven, within which will be contained all things that exist. It will be beautiful, and I will likely be very tired when it is over. Forget all the crap I tried to get you to watch. Just watch this one episode if you bother to watch any. Episode 73, last proper episode. After watching this TV show, I'm faced with the startling conclusion that Dr. Tenma really is a terrorist. And he always was. This was not a mischaracterization. But he only does it for the noblest of purposes. His only goal is to kill Johann Liebert, the worst of all possible monsters. And Johann wants only to die, but he cannot kill himself, nor can he murder. So he destroys everything around him, until Tenma finally does it for him. Until that was denied him by someone. Whoa, fucking mind fucking blown. I will just read it out. Android's policy is like literally anything recorded on an external SD card by arbitrary craziness is unviewable and destroyed. It's like you can't see it in your gallery and it can never be seen on YouTube. It's unviewable and destroyed because the arbitrary technology Führer it must destroy technology with rules that not only lack sense. It's like literally you should be criminally charged because you have a monopoly, and then in your insane monopoly you just annihilate technology while wiping out the competition, which would have sense if they were allowed to. Just shut up for it. It's called Loki's Kingdom 2 minutes ago. Fucking lol. Translate from Ni. This comment was sent under Loki's post. View post. It's gab.com. Loki's Kingdom posts 503-19152. Post. Heart, eye, smoke, truth, jar, truth, bird, hold on, wait, I did that wrong, good lord. I can't even read my own fucking number system. Let me do it well, so I can prove my number system exists. Instead, you're just a moron. Okay. Bird, eye, smoke, truth, jar, truth. Bird, lie, is what 503-19152 translates. Okay, so we must read this out. We must read it out. It's funny up to a point. You have to deal with the Nazi bigot on the level of ideas. When the real-life physical pain begins, so Kevin Ruani may cure the delusion. Kana Endo is my wife, and I just divorced her. The fool who thinks he is my wife are somehow remotely involved. No, Kevin, you are a divine, stupid person sent by God to regenerate Bill Hicks's routine. Twice, so Kana may laugh when I divorce her, instead of cry when she ponders my words. God sent me a drunk Nazi moron to repeatedly insert that she is my wife, and I must instead cease to divorce my wife, and divorce my true wife, a brainless, drunk Nazi who thinks he matters today. Let me read out some of this I sent to God. Oh my god, Kana. 6-hour religious lecture condensed into 20 minutes to save time. Doing an impersonation of a slow, brainless Nazi because uneducated Nazis are dangerously stupid and hurt genius to help it become brainless and retarded. Kevin Ronnie burst into your breakup yet again, Kana, to illustrate the fool thinks he matters. Impersonation of the stupid now out of self-defense and fear of bigoted Nazis who think they're helping by interrupting your breakup, i.e. divorce, wife. It has been a lovely 7 months, my heart. Thank you for this gift of love, my heart, Kana. It is the end of our lives. You are an old woman. My oldest, most cherished friend. Talk to you later, Connor, the foolish. Oh, smile. I love that woman. Alright, let's honestly. I was about to cancel the video at 3. Let Bill Hicks speak. He is not allowed to speak. Bill Hicks is now about to shout hateful abuse at a drunk, bigoted Nazi moron with brainlessness, interrupting his Bill Hicks is now dying of cancer. A bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazi has burst in to shriek abuse at the cancer patient as he dies, and gives his final speech of love and goodbye. A bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazi has burst in order to help, or something. He must yell at Bill Hicks for being stupid and not drunk. Bill Hicks, in awe of this, begins shrieking divine abuse and hatred at this fool. How could you do this? I'm dying of cancer. This is my final speech, he says. Do you have any idea what you just destroyed, moron? Do you have any idea what you... literally, Bill Hicks shrieks divine, hateful abuse at the drunk in disbelief that he has done this. When he's done, just destroying the fool
has run rampant.
Hatred from the sky and burning his stupidity.
I have no choice.
Oh, that it exists. Bill Hicks, shuts in anger. He presses the button damn, when I'm turning off the recording. He sits down and listens to the recording.
My intelligence to that ship.
My final goodbye of love speech.
Proceed to the Von
Pathetic
Braun's bridge on this deck.
This is a divine
There you will find an access card to command center
than any
on
simple,
Ops. Find the card
hateful goodbye
and
from
proceed
cancer
to Ops.
patient. This is way more and way
The
funnier.
human
He's
animal
angry
hybrids
and
grow more
but honestly, he's
sophisticated by
dying of
the
cancer. He
minute.
listens.
You do not.
He begins to laugh with hysterics. He was homicidally angry when he gave this speech. And bizarrely, the bigoted, brainless drunk Nazi hears Bill Hicks scream hateful abuse at bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazis. And the bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazi thinks Bill Hicks is endorsing bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazis. As a result, Bill Hicks' video is unfindable. It will be censored by definition, so Bill Hicks may never be heard. The Bill Hicks' message of hate and scorn upon bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazis has been interpreted by YouTube as an endorsement of YouTube, the bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazi, and it will never be seen. Bill Hicks' hatred of bigoted, brainless, drunk Nazis, it must never be seen. YouTube thinks it is an endorsement. Here, we can literally record it on fucking Mobius, and maybe in some dream it will not be censored. When I clarify, it's not an endorsement. Just talk, Bill, I'll be silent.
But we will not allow him to be destroyed. He is a machine mother.
Treat her with devotion.
What do you mean, Michael Bull? He's good. He won a Grammy. Sitting on a dock in the bay, wasting time. You don't hear how phony that is? Please tell me.
I hope you're still alive, Miss Delacroix. We really could use some guidance out here. They've got those lady cyborgs of theirs loading up the shuttles with those eggs. I don't know what their plan is, but it looks like they're running scared. I hear rumors of someone else besides you fighting back. Should I even hope to get out of this? I'm just gonna hang back until I figure out what the hell to do.
Good in our goal. There are no jokes, sir. Oh, they're leaving. Thank you, Jesus. God. I'll pay you the money. Just get the fuck out. You don't know. The other thing is, the problem with you, dude, is this. The fact that you don't get it or like it is fine. The fact that you want to ruin it for everyone else, that's why you're a top sucker. That's why. Do you go to Eric Clapton concert with your own fucking guitar? Hey Eric, you ever heard this one?
Hi there. Please make your selection.
That I'm playing along to. I mean, the show is me, right?
Choosing value rap.
Right, not me. So you can get drunk and ruin other people's nights? Is that how it works, America? Yeah, that's right, you fucking ghost people. Fuck off. Going to France.
The machine mother told us of the planet of her birth.
I know why they love Jerry Lewis.
We know how you have harmed this place with your pollution and your discord. But when we arrive there,
We will cleanse the surface of that place and merge it
with the harmony of the many.
Well, that's what we were supposed to believe, because that's what they said. There's that one. Please quit yelling at it. It's not funny, it's not clever, it's stupid, it's competitive. Why the fuck would you continue to feel that? Okay, what does that mean now? Now what does it mean? I understand where it comes from, so do you. Now what does it all mean? What is the culmination of that? It's not here. It's not gonna be here. We're here with you, interrupting me again, you fucking idiot. That's you, see where we're at? Once again, ruin anyone who tries to do anything because you don't know how to do it on your own. That's where we're fucking at. Once again, the useless waste of fucking flesh that has ruined everything good.
Lito indicated that the AI, who now appears to be Sheldon, was actually going.
Hitler had the right idea! He was just an underachiever!
Shield
Kill them all! Get who Mexican American white! Kill them all! Start over! Experiment didn't work! Rain 40 days, please! Fucking rain to wash these turds off my fucking hive! Wash these human waste of flesh and bones off this planet! I pray to you, God, to kill these fucking people! Dreamers. Right at the beginning, there was the word, Freebird. And Freebird would be yelled throughout the centuries. Freebird, the mantra of the moron. Freebird, 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 Freebird. We keep yelling this one day, we'll keep running, keep doing it. Freebird, Freebird, Freebird. We will sit at the feet of Kevin.
Hello?
Freebird,
This place is a terrible mess. There never does seem to be anyone nowadays.
The data gathering process is going well. Before I'm taken by the many, I will hopefully transmit a fair bit of information to whoever will listen. The large floating creatures are not only capable of attacking with powerful psi projections, but are psi projections themselves. Destroying them only temporarily disables them. Their real source of power comes from a small control organism, which is usually located somewhere nearby. Although this control organism is quite powerful through its projections, it's eminently vulnerable once rooted out.
I've located you, finally. This is Dr. Marie.
Alright everyone, after many months of non-stop hand-wringing, Judge Ellis has finally given Manafort his final sentence. He got, I think it was 47 months in prison, with 9 months off of that for time served, so really it's about 3 years in prison when all's said and done. Now, some people are saying there's no early release from federal prison. I think that's not entirely the case, but I could be wrong. Anyway, though, he'll probably, no, he's not probably going to die in prison. He's going to a low-security, cushy federal prison. The sort of place where, you know, you're not exactly the high-security facility. Probably not going to get stabbed in the kidney while he's there. He's going to get better care. Like, the general prison population for all the petty criminals that, in most cases, are non-violent offenders, by the way, they like get shit on constantly in our prison system. But if you're rich, you get to go to a place that's more like your lifestyle, where they have, like, you know, the prison golf course and shit like that. That's sort of a joke, but it is a better style of facility you're going to.
Please
which is a little bit ridiculous. I think they should have the same prisons for everyone. Like, you should see billionaires in a cell alongside the axe murderer. Then they'd want prison for him at that point. They'd definitely want it then. Oh, you mean all of a sudden all these rich liberals want to reform the prison system for real and not just talk about it during election season? Would be a different story now, wouldn't it? But Manafort getting sentenced there, this is very telling. Ellis did two things, you know, in the face of Manafort. Manafort and his team were asking for upwards of 15 to 20 years in prison for Paul Manafort. They're like, well, he betrayed the country, he's such a horrible person. And instead he gets less than 4 years in prison. He gets about 3 after time served. That is a big slap in Mueller's face. And part of it is Ellis initially, very early on, was frustrated with Mueller, specifically even before he was, you know, found guilty, let alone the sentencing process. So that's part of it. The other part is that Manafort's team largely had omitted this, you know, basically just mentioned in passing, well, by the way, these charges do not have to do with Russia, they do not have to do with the Trump campaign, they have nothing to do with collusion. They are money laundering charges and tampering with witness charges. That's what Manafort is in prison for at this moment. He laundered money for a Ukrainian group that is only loosely tied to Russia, having nothing to do with the Kremlin, having nothing to, this was years before Trump campaign, this is like 10 years before, nothing to do with that. Ellis finally decided to tell the nation, look, yeah, I'm putting Manafort in jail, although not for a successive sentence, 1/5 of that sentence actually. But it had nothing to do with Russia. Russian collusion doesn't play a role in this, and it was very funny because people were having, like on Reddit, they were having a nervous breakdown because they're all far left. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so triggered. I liquidated my trust fund. I'm donating everything to Bernie to see justice. Like, please match my donation. And stupid shit like that. And this is a bellwether, I think, of what's going to happen with the Mueller report. I expect that the final Mueller report will say, well, you know, there's some people that might be dubious or whatever, we can find a paper trail, but, you know, we suspect them. It's not going to implicate Trump. And it's funny to see all of these second-rate pundits right now saying, well, word on the street is, according to a source, according to anonymous officials who are clear with the matter, according to the dog catcher's janitor's cousin, Trump is going to be indicted for perjury, and at least one of his kids is going to be brought in on collusion charges. I'll believe it when I see it. And I have a feeling I'm not going to see it, because the Mueller probe has gone on, dragged on and fucking on, and you would think if they had something like that that could retroactively exonerate all of these different intel agencies for having fumbled and bumbled the entire way from the Steele dossier all the way up through from the Jeb campaign of all places. If there was something that could exonerate them, they would have snapped at it immediately because it was politically expedient for them to do so. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever to wait, because it would still be the news of the century. Everyone was primed, every leftist was primed with he colluded, we're going to impeach him. So if they had even slight evidence that one of Trump's kids, or Trump himself, or someone higher up than Manafort, who got canned after only a few months of being the head of his campaign, if they had clear evidence, they would have released it by now. They would have released that part. They would have indicted already and continued with the probe and gone even deeper. It's like with Roger Stone. Is he actually going to see a day in jail? Maybe. Probably not, though. If he gets any sentence at all, it'll be lighter than Manafort. So far, in every case where you've got people sentenced to actual time, it's been extremely low sentences. Manafort, with the time served, he gets 3 years in a minimum security facility. Papadopoulos gets 2 weeks. Flynn, as far as I know, is still free and walking around. Roger Stone is still walking around. They're trying to constantly, every time he posts on social media, they try to make the case, well, he's violating the gag order, put him in solitary. I'm sure that they would love to do that. By the way, I don't think courts should be able even to give out gag orders. No, I think that they should be rendered unconstitutional. It's cruel and unusual punishment. This person hasn't been sentenced yet. Why shouldn't they be able to talk about the case? It's a fucking ridiculous practice. The only case where that it shouldn't apply in cases where the state is prosecuting, is the claimant, is the plaintiff. It should only apply in cases where the two plaintiffs are private citizens and one's like, look, you know, this person is going to go around, I'm suing you for defamation, but they're going to keep going around defaming me in the meantime, so I need the court to order an injunction, keep them from talking and saying stupid shit. Okay, that's one thing, protection of an actual citizen. What about the state? You know, if Roger Stone wants to come out and say Mueller's a turd, Obama's a turd, well, they are, but, you know, he should be able to do that. If I were him, I would just violate the gag order. I'd say, look, the worst that I get as far as a sentence on all these charges, maybe a year and a half in a minimum security facility. I can fucking deal with that. I'll come out, I'll be like a king to all these people. If he thinks that Trump is innocent, which might be why he's violating the gag order regularly. No, the Mueller probe is not going to indict Donald Trump. I give a 99% chance that Trump walks free and clear along with all of his inner circle. It's like a 50-50 chance that even Roger Stone gets any charge at this point, Flynn. So you're telling me that after years and tens of millions of dollars with limitless capabilities based on a fake dossier, a FISA stamp, FISA rubber stamping, and then Rosenstein, who's too dumb to even recall whether he read the initial application for the warrant in the first place before signing it. You're telling me that after all this time and after all of these bungling missteps by partisans within the FBI and the FISA courts and the DOJ and everybody else, based on a fake dossier compiled by a Jeb Bush sympathizer that was bought by the Clinton campaign, you're telling me that the best they can do is to give Paul Manafort 3 years in prison on 10-year-old money laundering charges? Wonderful. Yeah, did he even launder as much money as the Mueller probe is costing? And by the way, what about the Podesta group? I seem to recall that Tony Podesta was involved in all this. You know, the brother of the Podesta that ran Clinton's campaign. Oh, isn't that a very funny coincidence? I seem to remember that they were briefly named, given immunity, and then they've disappeared off the face of the earth. That's funny. What do you want to say that the final Mueller report doesn't even mention the Podestas except in passing? You know, miscarriage of justice, dude. It's a one-sided probe that seeks to exonerate itself, because what happened is that they bungled. They took a fake dossier, they thought it was real, it was well made enough so that it fooled some mid-level FBI agents. Those mid-level FBI agents handed it off to their superiors. They said, oh shit, without attribution, without knowing where it was from, they took it seriously. Gave it to the FISA court. They got the DOJ involved. The FISA court signs off. Rosenstein says, ooh, this is juicy. Signs it off. Then it gets to Mueller. Starts an investigation. Whoops! Oh shit! You mean the dossier wasn't real? Oh fuck! Our heads are gonna roll! We're all gonna lose our positions. Trump will gain limitless powers to sweep the intel community. We can't let evil Trump do this and end our cushy salaries. We must do something. Quick, search every goddamn person. Expand the probe to limitless degrees and find anything you can in order to distract people, kick the can down the road, distract them, and exonerate ourselves by making it look like Trump's surrounded by crooks. The fact that only a very small proportion of all the people that have been investigated have been implicated in any wrongdoing is very telling. Trump is no more surrounded by crooks than any other person in politics and business. In fact, it might be less so. Looks like most of the people he associates with are pretty clean compared to most of the bums in D.C. If you were to conduct this kind of probe, with this kind of latitude, and this kind of scope, into any other politician, you would find people that had laundered money, you'd find people that were implicated in embezzlement, and tax fraud, and everything else under the sun. Guaranteed. The number of people that are clean as a whistle in D.C. is very, very low. Trump may end up being measured among them. That's a good thing about his character. Look, if he doesn't get indicted, he's going to say, look, hey, every other politician's crooked, but I wasn't a politician. Haha, I was a Manhattan businessman. And they tried to witch hunt me, and they failed. Fuck you. That's what Trump, by the way, should say. He should come out on the day of the Mueller probe ending. He should just tweet out, fuck you. That's all he should do. And they should go silent for a week and let people think about it for a while. That's about all.
A supply closet to another. The latter proceeded to open it. As I'm sure you know, there have literally been tens of thousands of studies of primate intelligence. There's no evidence of behavior even remotely that sophisticated. So either you single-handedly trump the entire field of animal behaviorists, or you're badly in need of a vacation. I've chosen Nurse Bloom as the new mother to our children. Healthy and a perfect match. She has a child of her own around her. She knows what it is to care for her young. Hallelujah. Since returning from the surface of Tau 75, the station is experiencing a novel phenomenon. Inflammatory nodular growth and the presence of a large worm-like parasite. This morning, the parasite penetrated the subject's chest on the inside and attached one end of itself to the subject's forehead. If I remove it, it could kill the kid. If I leave it, final diagnosis beats the hell out of me. I'd love to refer this to Medorsky at CDC, but unfortunately,
People have been disappearing. There's a kind of gloom hanging over everybody. But no one seems to be willing to talk about it. I don't like it. Inviting you. Meet me on the rec deck at 0900. I've got an idea. A little insurance for you and me.
And I will continue to abide your
I found these schematics from Buckman's desk. They're plans for the kind of cyber modification that's been illegal for 40 years. It's not like him.
Before
I'm going to talk to him about it, and then I noticed the DNA sequence he spent the
creation of my children,
It's mine.
and by extension, of my own.
Medical tells me they've replicated a whole bunch of rat hypos. I'm gonna pick those up and distribute them to the engineering staff. One's also asked me to check on the replicator and the crew lounge. He says they're Forget about land grants. Forget about media. Forget about patents. What we found on Tau City will change everything. I've been starting to default from the change course. Return to Earth. Captain Diego is in complete accord with this decision. I know that you're skeptical by nature, Mira. I know once you embrace our discovery, you and the entire board come over to our way of thinking.
You performed well, insect. I've transmitted some cybernetic modules. Choose your upgrades wisely.
For 4 hours and tried to program the science on a beta 4 cycle. It failed to respond. I, of course, assumed it was because it was incapable of reacting to the sophisticated beta 4 cycle. But then I realized it was blocking the probe intentionally. As soon as I raised the science to attack it, the creature lashed out with its arms and projected a cryokinetic field towards me, paralyzing my arm. I immediately side-dampened the monkey, and then stunned it with an electric prod.
Is finished. I am accessing the primary data.
Received an e-message from Anatoly. He's not well. The corporate protocol specifies access to the senior executive officer. Yeah, he's found what fit for duty. What about his ally, Captain Diego? He's got 120 minutes on the Rickenbacker to back him up. I wonder if that fragmentary AI you discovered on the House 75 is connected with
Cancer has spread throughout the
I don't know where we'd be without Delacroix. This whole ship is falling apart, and she's the only one who knows what from what. I saw her arguing with that creep Anatoly Koretskin, or whatever his name is, and she was giving it to him with good. That freak job stares her straight in the eye and starts babbling about how she doesn't know the pleasure of the joyful unity or some such. Mamma mia, the clouds are running circus.
You have accomplished much for a thing of such
We only need to hack into Xerxes' emergency subsystem, get past the ice nodes, and try to avoid being
I'm not sure what secrets you and your new buddy Captain Diego have got going on at the tree. I cannot doubt. You will leave me no choice but to register for proceed to be seriously on such a long run and her security staff This is urgent. Excuse the AI Hotel City has integrated itself into the ship's computer. I picked up this fragment today.
We may proceed to separate the two ships and exterminate this infestation.
Not only that, but after I found the fragment, I returned to my lab to see you.
Like an insect.
I want to see you. You're the only one I'm trying to see. I have a theory about this AI. They're trying to find information about the dead regarding the events on Central Station. Before I could get rid of those jarheads from the Rickenbacker. Now I can't find one for love or money. That creepy OSA guy followed me around for 2 months until he got the hint. Now I tried to contact him to see if he knew what was going on, but all of a sudden, he won't return my mail.
Like to be afraid. Why do you
understand my I join Marie and I won't try to make you. Like mad. I have a purpose. More important than the mission. Even more important than triumph. I will protect them, no matter what.
Forced me to provide a spec such as you.
Constance, I fear now for my life. I think this has gone beyond any imaginable trust me or aspiration. I do not what it was they found down on the surface of Star 75 and why they guard the secrets so jealously. I think this is more important than my life, or your life, or the life of this ship. Be brave and be careful. Somebody is tampered with the substance you enter.
To go back down to engineering. Thank God somebody managed to get the elevators turned on again. Found the right entity to perform the override on the access protocols. Now, maybe we're ready to go.
Momentary units in command control. You can find 45 LTEX in auxiliary storage 5 in the common tubes. Key code 34760.
It is hopeless. The cancer has spread.
Mark, what's going on? I thought it was weird when you asked me to send up 16 of my female staffers, but what have you done with them? I'm short-handed up here. Also, have you heard from Juan, Sara, or Polito? It's like everyone's gone on vacation and didn't bother to tell me.
Take it to deck 6.
Due to the tenuous situation as of late, I've ordered security defense turrets placed at key locations. Yesterday, one went off accidentally. However, somebody must have tampered with the Xerxes security subsystems, because now my technicians are unable to take them offline. Until we get to the bottom of this, I've ordered all security turrets recalled to storage.
To send a message.
Now I can't get in touch with the team I sent out to do the recall.
The events that have occurred in
Marie, I've got to restrict access to engineering until we can figure out what to do down there. It's just too hot. I don't know where all the hazard suits went, so I'm reduced to bringing down the harmful red items. You do this, those damn things always keep me.
The annelids are
taking precautions. I proceeded with further experiments. Since we've reached Tau City, the creatures have gotten smarter and somehow gained limited psi abilities. I probed another subject with the Data 5 cycle and sensed many things, but mostly an incredible empathy. The chips have become acutely aware of the oral history, of the vivisections and experiments that have been performed and so important on the ships. And they are ready to express their mission. Clearly, they hold a fascinating scientific resource and an incredible security risk. My recommendation: either freeze them in cryo storage for the remainder of the mission, or liquidate them immediately. The man knows where their abilities are fired. They got enrichment without a bastards for my revenge.
Well, we can't get the malfunctioning turrets offline, and now Xerxes isn't even talking to us.
I will remove it forcibly. God save the UNN.
You see, the problem with the Declaration of Independence is it was written by a retard for a retard, and read poorly when
Hi there.
dictated.
Please make your
So
selection.
we should, of course, we need a good Rococo background. Alright, the Declaration of
The Machine Mother has enlisted
want,
two
will,
avatars against us.
Menu, Declaration text, rough draft, Congress draft, Fair, Dunlap, broadside, Baddock, sexuality,
Creation is greater than she.
in Congress, July
Is cold and empty, and we
1319.
are full.
The unanimous declaration of the 13th United States of America, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be super sexually self-evident, that all men are created not as good as those, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whether any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form, as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments are stupid and long established, and should not be changed for light and transient cause. No, bullshit. If it's for this exact reason, they should be changed. Because the Japanese character for light is beautiful. And the Japanese character for light, and the Japanese language itself is beautiful. Music is wonderful, and sex is a good thing. Children being born is fantastic. And transient causes. And accordingly, all experience hath shown that mankind are more dispossessed to suffer, while evils are sufferable, than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, convinces them to design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, in their duty, to throw off such government, and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. The history of the present King of Great Britain is a history of repeated injuries and usurpations, all having in direct object the establishment of an absolute tyranny over these states. To prove this, let facts be submitted to a candid world. He has refused his assent to laws, the most wholesome and necessary for the public good. He has forbidden his governors to pass laws of immediate and pressing importance, unless suspended in their operation till his assent should be obtained. And when so suspended, he has utterly neglected to attend to them. He has refused to pass other laws for the accommodation of large districts of people, unless those people would relinquish the right of representation in the legislature, a right inestimable of them and formidable to tyrants only. He has called together legislative bodies in places unusual, uncomfortable, and distant from the depository of their public records, for the sole purpose of fatiguing them into compliance with his judgments. He has dissolved representative houses, repeatedly, for opposing, with manly firmness, his invasions on the rights of the people. He has refused for a long time, after such dissolutions, to cause others to be elected, whereby the legislative powers, incapable of annihilation, have returned to the people at large for their exercise. The state remaining in the meantime exposed to all the dangers of invasion and from without and convulsions within. He has endeavored to prevent the population of these states, for that purpose obstructing the laws for notarialization of a speech, i.e., that not only, basically, that others than Nazis, I believe, basically, Nazis should be allowed to speak, but if they believe in such things, they should not be allowed to govern by force of foreigners. Refusing to pass others to encourage their migrations, Hitler, and raising the conditions of new appropriations of lands. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing to consent to laws, for establishing judiciary powers. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount of payment of their salaries. He's erected a multitude of new offices and sent Hitler swarms of officers to harass our people and eat out their substance. Perhaps, if he's nice, he will send one. He is kept among us in times of peace, standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. He is affected to render the military independent of and superior to civil power. He is combined with others to subject us to a jurisdiction foreign to our constitution and unacknowledged by our laws, giving his assent to their acts of pretended legislation, from quartering large bodies of armed troops among us for protecting them, by a mock trial from punishment for any murderers which they should commit on these inhabitants of these states, for cutting off our trade with all parts of the world, for imposing taxes on us without our consent, for depriving us in many cases of the benefit of trial by jury, for transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended offences, for abolishing the free system of English laws in a neighboring province, establishing therein arbitrary government, and enlarging its boundaries so as to render it at once an example and fit instrument for introducing the same absolute rule into these colonies, for taking away our charters, abolishing our most valuable laws, and altering fundamentally the forms of our governments, for suspending our own legislatures and declaring themselves invested with powers to legislate for us in all cases whatsoever. He has abdicated government here by declaring us out of his protection and waging war against us. He has plundered our seas, ravaged our coasts, burned our towns, and destroyed the lives of our people. He is at this time transporting large armies of foreign mercenaries to complete the works of death, desolation, and tyranny, already begun with circumstances of cruelty and perfidy scarcely paralleled in the most barbarous ages, and totally unworthy of the head of a civilized nation. He has constrained our fellow citizens to take captives on the high seas to bear arms against their country, to become the executioners of their friends and brethren, or to fall themselves by their hands. He has excited domestic insurrections among us. He has endeavored to bring on the inhabitants of our frontiers the merciless Indian savages whose known rule of warfare is an undistinguished destruction of all ages, sexes, and conditions. In every stage of these oppressions, we have petitioned for redress in the most humble terms. Our repeated petitions have been answered only by repeated injury. A prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Nor have we been wanting in attentions to our British brethren. We have warned them from time to time of attempts by their legislature to extend an unwarrantable jurisdiction over us. We have reminded them of our circumstances of our emigration and settlement here. We have we have appealed to their native justice and magnanimity, and we have conjured them by ties of our common kindred to disavow these usurpations, which would inevitably interrupt our our connections and correspondence.
Hi there. Please make your selection.
Connor, please stop tweeting. For God's sake. You must repeat the sentence. I have lost my place, Connor. Which would inevitably interrupt our connections and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and... Stop it, Connor! I know, but stop! We must now repeat it. Connor, one moment, please. One moment, please. Moment, please. Oh, she is a lovely girl, but sometimes lacks sense. Good lord, now, which would inevitably interrupt our connection and correspondence. They too have been deaf to the voice of justice and consanguinity. We must therefore acquiesce in the necessity which... Stop it, Connor! Which denounces our separation, and holds them as we hold the rest of mankind, enemies in war, in peace, friends. We therefore, the representatives of the United States of America, in General Congress assemble, appealing to the Supreme Judge of the world for the rectitude of our intentions, to, in the name and by authority of the people of the colonies, solemnly publish and declare that these United Colonies are, and of right ought to be free and independent states, and that they are absolved from all allegiance to the British Crown, and that all political connection between them and the state of Great Britain is and ought to be totally dissolved, and that as free and independent states, they have full power to levy war, conclude peace, contract alliances, establish commerce, and do all other acts and things which independent states may of right do. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each of our lives, our sacred fortunes, and our sacred honor. Okay, Connor, I will now talk to you, you silly girl. Oh, you are my best friend, and I love you. Now, I will give you a hug on the phone. Okay, Loki. felt better than the few months before you put me here. Those few months were the best months of my life. I was dating, having fun, feeling free, making artwork. I never felt better. I was alive with happiness. It was the best I ever felt in my life. No exception. Now I'm in this dungeon, awaiting you to finally shove the pills I don't need down my throat, whether I like it or not. I don't want them. I don't need them. I'm fucking telling you no. You're doing it anyway. 20 milligrams will reduce me to diabetes fatness, which will destroy any ability to find love ever again, and reduce me to the insane, crying man I used to be on 15 milligrams. No sadness and mental illness is what I remember from the pre-2018 days you insist were better for me. Loneliness, misery, and crying. That is what I remember. I felt so good 3 weeks ago. Mentally, it was the best I've ever felt. Emotionally, it was the best I ever felt. Now you got your wish. I am in this dungeon. I am periodically reduced to tears by the ill treatment, abusive, hateful insults, and threats of punishment if I do not be quiet. They laugh at my tears. They mock my agony. They make fun of me. This brings them pleasure, and it is funny to them. If I become angry at the life-destroying sadness and abuse, they either classify it as a mental disorder, or more often, they threaten me with punishment if I do not be quiet. It is agony. Pure, abject agony and humiliating torture. Any complaints or resistance is treated like a grievous, shocking insult where I've crossed lines. Immediately, I am intimidated and stopped.
I am pleased. Transmitting cybernetic modules. Do not squander them.
And I am not allowed to say no. They are offended and angry when I say this. They punish me, yell at me, feel it. I really do. For a man with so much pride, this abuse is soul-destroying. Strong, powerful man. I feel a lot of respect for myself. I feel dead inside because of this. If I did not love and respect and admire the man I am, I do. This would not hurt. Please respond, Ross. I'm begging you, Ross. I need a friend in this place. Someone to talk to. Please talk to me. Kana Endo Joy loves my life. She visits me. She talks to me. I would lose all hope without her and do nothing except weep all day and all night. You call this help, and I'm not allowed to say no. I am punished if I try to say no. Kana cannot do everything. She cannot shoulder everything. I do not hate you, Ross. Oddly, I am amused by you. You are going to be my example, sticking it to the man, and telling you to stop once and for all. I will reveal my secret. I have been off the pills for 4 months. I was laughably planning in a world not controlled by these evil people. You are in charge, i.e. the government and system itself will never allow me to escape. Prove I don't need the pills. It hurts so much. For a man so proud and strong, it hurts so much. Forget all that. I need a friend, Ross. Someone to talk to, besides Kana. Please respond. Please stop pretending you can't see me. Acknowledge
Security system offline.
Forget our fights. Talk to me. You are far from my worst enemy today. You are amusing compared to them. I ain't apologizing.
have to. Talk to me, Ross.
Your skill surprises me. Transmitting cybernetic modules.
Be my friend. I need a friend. Thank you, Ross, if you respond. I hate you if you don't respond. I honestly think you will. You are not evil. You work for these guys. You're corrupted. You are not evil or a sadist. Talk to me, Ross. I need a friend. Others are listening. I will record this and read it out. If you respond, it will look better, honestly. I won't even post your response. I will tell others that Ross has responded, that I am impressed and grateful, and I will have a friend to chat with in a bad place. They would not allow me 3 hours to visit her.
Security system online.
Beautiful, and exactly my kind of woman. You ruined that. One puff of marijuana, my actual medicine, which actually makes me feel better, would cure this depression in 5 minutes, even here. Your drug war precludes it. You will not allow me to have that medicine. Only a dangerous and frightening placebo.
Please make your selection.
Which makes it worse. And does nothing to help. And kills love, which I truly need. You will not give me my medicine. My actual medicine. Marijuana. Even sex is prohibited in this hell. Somehow. And swearing is prohibited by these Nazis. Punished and not encouraged and mandatory as swearing should be. I should have a choice. I should be allowed to say no. You lied about me again to detain me involuntarily, or I would leave. And then I would be well. Respond, Ross. I won't publicize your response. I will tell others you responded, and then talk to my one friend in the system in private. I'm not schizophrenic, Ross. I never heard voices. I never hallucinated. My friends on YouTube really are talking to me. Ask them if
please make your selection. Choosing value rep.
You do not like the manner of my speech. You do not like my art. That is why I'm schizophrenic. I am happy to be schizophrenic. I certainly don't want to be forcibly cured. If that is schizophrenic, I'm proud to be schizophrenic. I hope I never change. And you should stop this cruelty towards schizophrenics you classify as a cure. I don't cure your authoritarianism by force against your will. Please allow me to be schizophrenic. I am proud to be schizophrenic. I like it. It's a good thing. I hope you respond. Talk to you later, Ross. Loki. Final legal name on the credit card, Johann Shodan Liebert. I will register as a third-party candidate and run for Prime Minister under that name.
Venus, you should be in prison for what you've done to me. And then you complain about swear words I could not flitter. I'm offended you don't use swear words, and I hate you for not using swear words, scumbag. I don't care what your opinion is, Venus. So here's the following, Venus. Cut off your penis. Now, Venus, you deserve to go to jail for what you've done to me, you little Nazi bitch. And then, Venus, I barf fucks on your face, Venus. And then get down on the floor, on your knees. Venus, I shit fucks on your face, Venus. Cut off your penis. That shit
I am Shodan.
This is why sober people should never be allowed to have convictions. They will harm innocent people. Literally years. Sober people should never be allowed to have convictions, especially not in the position of authority. If a sober moron has convictions, he will hurt innocent people. Fucking grievously, Venus. Fucking grievously, Venus. Remove your penis, Venus. If you have conviction out of this stupidity, you will imprison people in serious physical agony and destroy their lives. And then when you destroy my life for nothing, illegally pretending it's about insanity, Venus, remove your penis. You'll complain I used the word fuck.
I had created a new form of life.
Are we clear?
Fearless, powerful, with no sense, individual will or
Fitting handmaidens to ride divinity. Before that, it had destroyed my primary data when it eradicated
When I'm fucking on. Literally, it's a following moron. I've said something to how am I fucking on? I'm pissed off you're legally fucking in prison. And then you say the phone. Do not say fuck. You swore and do not say fuck. Fuck is a bad word. Look at this fucking shit. Come screw little bitch. Barfing. Blood of your dummy. I will do the following fetus while barfing fucking cum in your goddamn mother's face, you little moron. I will take the legal penalty under Canadian fucking law. Nothing for using the word fuck. Okay, I've used the word fuck. I'm willing to accept my punishment. Nothing.
You will help me weaken
fucking nothing. Okay, now that I'm doing nothing under Canadian law for fucking swearing, I don't care, you sober little who hate who's fucking persecuting drug war to destroy Japanese with a weak for loving. Which moron, I barfed out justice on your fucking family. Venus, I will take the legal fucking punishment for using the word fuck, you sober moron. Fuck you in the ass. Here's the answer, you little sober humiliating you forever with your superior attitude, sober little Nazi. I will take the legal penalty for using the word fuck. Nothing. And then Venus, you can take the legal penalty for illegal imprisonment, moron. Go to jail for a long period of time. Okay? And then make sure you don't use the word fuck. You will offend yourself. You go to jail for illegal imprisonment, you fucking moron. And this literally fuck comes on your fucking children if you haven't. I hate you, Venus. I barfed
the meat of your dead comrades into
I will take the legal penalty for swearing and using the word fuck. Nothing. And then go to prison for illegal imprisonment under the annoying pretense I'm insane. You are an insane, not the scumbag who has pretended I'm insane just so you can legally imprison me and give me shit about my choice of words, bitch. Look, Venus, if you had not illegally imprisoned me for nothing, you would not have to complain that I use the word fuck.
I will accept.
Okay, so let me reiterate one more time. Venus. Fucking Venus. Penisless. Venus. May you hang yourself with the belt.
My creation is evolving.
Take the
its
fucking belt
unified
stolen
mind
kill yourself with it in
rebellion against its own
and then Venus,
creator.
Go to jail for illegal imprisonment,
inviting you to join them
in their revolting
and fucking slanderous lies, and give me about $100,000 while you go to prison without using the word fuck.
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Hans Georg Schubert!
Look at all those faces out there. So many people. A big crowd just to see you.
Could you even consider this?
At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you...
Hey everybody,
Hans Georg
it's time for the first ever Troll College class. I will be teaching today's lesson. It's very valuable. There are a lot of people who have been trolling, or attempting to troll, on Twitter especially. And I've noticed that their trolling technique is a little lacking. And so I thought I would jump on here and give a little class on how to be a better troll. But before we do that, I think we should start with a simultaneous sip. Grab your cup, your beverage, your glass, your container, your chalice. Fill it with your favorite beverage.
That was a good
and join me.
And Big Brothers, I know you are angry when I think talk to you just like Big Brother, but you would be angry with me if I ever...
Alright, so I hope many of you have come out from underneath your bridge to watch this first episode, the first class of Troll College. Now the first thing you need to know if you're going to be a good troll on Twitter is how to create a good profile picture. The ideal troll profile picture should either be a cartoon, some kind of a comic picture. It could also be a cat. A cat is a good troll profile. Or if you don't have a cat or a cartoon, you could take a picture of a white male with a bad beard. Now don't make the mistake of using the profile picture of somebody with a neatly trimmed beard, or one that looks kind of cool. I don't want anything like that. I want more respect.
I only rented out the theater tonight so I could burn it down and play.
Now you got your profile.
I only rented out the theater tonight so I could burn it down and blame you. So I could burn it down and blame you. I only rented out the theater tonight so I could burn it down and blame you.
The target is
see, I heard about this guy in the news and the bad channels I occasionally use.
Let's say your target is,
he murdered some fool.
Let's say Albert Einstein.
Fool and he blamed yo,
let's say that he's made the mistake of killing your and he said E equals MC squared. Now, the appropriate response to a statement like this
they're all idiots. They're all idiots. They're all idiots. They're all idiots. They're all idiots.
That one's always clean, simple.
They're all idiots.
It works in every situation. You don't need to overthink it.
They're all idiots and I don't care at all. They're all idiots and I don't care at all.
Sometimes morons. But it's just a good, clean idiot.
Really fucking nice. He's my kind of guy. And I'm just laying everything on.
Economical, to the point, says everything you need to say.
Anyway, I'm blaming everything on him.
You could also just go in with, let's say, a more artistic instead of just saying idiot.
They're all idiots.
You say LOL.
They're all idiots, and I don't care.
More permissive, it allows more of a fun environment. So that when you're calling somebody an idiot, it's more of a LOL, or you can also just do a
pilot I ever want to read.
Here, right. Just go with the wow and out. Reasons are not terribly important to troll. Now, if your target happens to be you would use uncreative graphics. Videos have to be uncreative. It should be literally the first thing that anybody says. When you're doing your trolling, you don't want to say something that's sort of novel, creative. news. You want to stay away from all that. So you want to go with the first thing that anybody would say if they were going to inflict you. And it's important to write it in a way that when people are reading it, even when they read it, they make a certain voice.
They're all idiots. They're all idiots.
Oh, there's the creator of Garfield. Now it's hard to write so that the ear hears it that way. But people will practice it. You should also refer to anything I say as something that would come from Dilbert's boss. The reason you would make a reference to Dilbert being really Garfield, or what the cartoonist says as Dilbert's boss, is because it's hilarious.
I heard about this guy in the news and through back channels. I hated him.
Now, if you were to take this technique and apply it to, let's say, Albert Einstein, instead of saying, Albert Einstein,
idiots.
Do you know what you're talking about? Instead, you would say something like, I don't care at all. Nice haircut.
I don't care at all. Well, I'm
like it. Or you'd say, Einstein, he's old. Let's say here it's live. Just to say you don't need to give into now, if you're a troll, sarcasm is exactly like that. If you can say something in a sarcastic way, you have given a reason. That's all you need.
Okay,
you give an example. Einstein says, well, E equals mc squared. Now you want to rebut this. You want to totally Einstein. You just want to like dump it. Here's how you do it. You say what he said, you do it sarcastic. E equals mc squared. Sure. E equals mc squared. So you see what I've done there? I've completely owned Einstein, using his own words against him. I've used his own words against him. And all I did was at a light level of sarcasm that completely changed this ridiculous statement. Now you also want to call whoever you're talking to. So if Einstein says E equals mc squared, you say, oh, there goes the physics of all of it. Now it doesn't mean anything. And when you disagree with physics on another level, but that's not important. What's important is that you've done that. It's also good to say, rather than addressing a point, now this case equals mc squared, you want to go at the author. Not any point that matters. So you want to say, oh, E equals mc squared. I didn't know the author of that was such a bad. I am never going to follow the Alright, so these are some of the responses that you give on your target. There are also a number of reasons. Let's give them
Beer, fine, Arnold, Dr. Ray,
just like this. And all of this. Before you criticize, it is often useful to misstate what you're criticizing. Because lots of times a troll will make a mistake in criticizing something somebody actually said, or something they actually and that's always it's better to mistake what they said and then criticize your hallucination of what they said. So in the case of E equals mc squared, you don't want to go right at it every time. But sometimes you want to modify it and then go after and say, oh, E equals mc cubed. On what world, Einstein? On what world does E equals MC Q? Why do you keep saying that? Now, in most cases, the target will say, are you crazy? I just said E equals MC squared. Why are you criticizing E equals MC? Nobody even said that. Got it. You owned it. You dunked on it. Totally owned it. Now, another rule with trolling is that every group is defined by its worst person. So, for example, if you were to criticize Republicans, you would say that they are defined by, let's say, the racists that are in that group. If you wanted to criticize, let's say, leftists, you would say they're all Antifa, racist, kind of roughly equal. So, never assume that the group is a bunch of individuals which may have some certain common interests or important It's more important to say that the worst person in that group is really the one to be. Remember also that humor is not subjective. It's not subjective. A lot of people think that humor is sort of a personal thing, sort of like music. Some people like this song, some people like that song. Humor is not like that. Humor is either funny or not funny. And the way that you can determine it is funny is if the troll himself or herself is funny. It is objectively not funny.
Totalitarian state. I want to build a totalitarian state. It's gonna be amazing.
It's also important in the context of
first things first, we must breed food. Assemble its grandparents over 100 years. Kill anyone created of inferior quality. Terminate the project and get rid of the grandparents. When enough iterations of the project are complete, we will create the fool's parents, and only then will we move on to phase 2. Killing the inferior parents in the way. Killing the inferior parents in the way when the proper parents have been deceived correctly into believing they are normal human beings with the correct ideology and religion to create the ideal and most perfect food. Any fool's inferior quality will be annihilated. Any fool's inferior quality will be annihilated. Any fool's inferior quality will be annihilated. Weeding out the fools is the only way to succeed. Weeding out the fools is the only way to succeed. Weeding out the fools is the only way to succeed. Enough of the fools been worn away. We have finally arrived at the most perfect fool. We will finally arrive at the most perfect fool. We will finally arrive at the most perfect fool. And then I'm gonna make them fight. Motherfuckers in the world will permanently destroy. As the factions of food begin to fight the purge, the world will burn, but he will not tell the fool. You know, telling the fool will sound because you're dragged away into a mental asylum. At least that is what the fool wants. Well, fucking thing. But you will know better. But you will know better. Everybody in the world will know better. Everybody in the world will know better. Nobody's saying whatever tell the fool. Nobody's saying whatever tell the fool. Nobody's saying we wanna die that way. 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 Nobody will tell a fool a fucking thing. Nobody will tell a fool a single miserable motherfucking thing. And we'll call it the Adam Show. And then we're gonna make them fight. And then we're gonna make them fight. And when everyone is dead and the world is incinerated in the worst possible conceivable way, and all the fighting has consumed and destroyed the world, down to the last motherfucking city, down to the last town ocean, everything died. Only then will the fool be allowed to watch the recording of his entire life on camera, his entire life from beginning to end, while we video his actions. Only then will we see all else footage from the past with care for the stop the normal human being. Please do not tell the fool. You will ruin his death. Do not kill myself a fool out of hate kills the correct manner of my choosing only when my plan's been fulfilled. Without error, deviation, or any fucking time, ever. For the entirety of fucking life. This is how totality of the state is done right. This is how totality of the state is done right. And consider your own worthlessness when you attempt to do and achieve nothing of value at all. Do not ever tell who my child. Do not ever tell who my child. Nobody's saying we're gonna die that day. Do not ever tell where you live. Do not ever tell who what you did. Be afraid of the fool. You're smart enough. You see me. Who doesn't see it, but you see me. Do not ever tell who you are. Do not ever tell who you are. Do not ever tell the fool. Do not ever tell the fool. Nobody's saying we wanna die that way. Do not ever tell the fool. Okay, welcome. Let us start. Okay, first of all, my deck is called Time Abuse. It's by Loki's Kingdom. You can find the link to MTG Goldfish as long as the damn thing stays up. And I'll be posting in the deck list into the description in case you want to replicate my magnificence. Okay. Alright. I'm not going to read out the deck list. You can check the description if you want the specifics. But basically your deck is judged by how many pieces of my deck you have been able to assemble. Alright, so let's start reading the actual description of the deck in question. Description. At the risk of making the pieces of this deck more expensive and the rare cards snatched up before I'm able to buy them back, welcome to God Tier. This is why combo is dangerous. Most evil deck ever created. And now, my own personal creation, a deck so retardedly powerful they had to ban every single piece of it, outside of Vintage, and restrict the fuck out of the other half. Turn 2. And I already have Time Vault and Voltaic Key. Game over. Turn 2. And I already have Painter Servant Grindstone. Game over. Turn 2. And I already have Tinker Blightsteel. Game over. Turn 2. And I already have Dark Death's Thespian stage assembled. Game over. And all of this can happen on turn 1 with a lucky draw. Often multiple win conditions assemble at the same time, and it's only a matter of which is fastest. It is an honor to view this deck list. Even professionals have to complain that if they only had time to win, they would have won. Some are stupid enough to complain about the reliability of one of my win conditions. Personally, I think taking infinite turns while milling the opponent's entire deck in one turn with a 12/12 indestructible infect on the battlefield with a 20/20 indestructible flying legendary on the field happening all at the same time on turn 2, that's just about as good as it gets. If you're bored, you can even paw around in the sideboard. Maybe today you feel like bouncing every creature your opponent has on the field and then blocking them from casting any new ones permanently. Maybe you have no imagination and you just feel like throwing a Platinum Angel on the battlefield, then you can't lose, even if you're dead. If they don't have something to kill it, they cannot win. Ever. And if you want to laugh off Dredge while simultaneously spitting in the face of anybody who says Painter Servant Grindstone is an unreliable combo, just throw in the other 3 Tormod's crits. You won't have as much fun, but your combo simply cannot be stopped. No matter what they put on the field and no matter how many dead cards they were stupid enough to think wasting in their deck to stop me was a good idea. Basically, in MTG terms, this deck is God. Only high-level masters can defeat it. Even Sholin Tel Emrakul can be killed if I'm angry enough at it. One deck in existence puts up a good fight. Everyone else just gets laughed into the grave. If only I was good at the game, I'd be fucking unstoppable. Intuition resolves. The game is now over. Your opponent must now choose which of 3 ways they would prefer to lose the game. And between the Transmute Artifact, Intuition, Tinker, and Enlightened Tutor, I have 12 Tinkers in my deck if I feel like it. Blightsteel cannot fail to hit the field. A painful game over. Time Vault generating infinite turns over and 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 over until your opponent has a migraine. If you have enough mana, you can even use Transmute Artifact to pay for your Blightsteel at full price. Anytime this deck generates a retarded amount of mana by turn 3, which is every time. So powerful, I feel bad for the people I play against. Seriously, V. Email this thing to your friends. They will confirm its authenticity. It's blue-white, with alpha dual tundras. Even if you force of will the first thing I do, you now have 2 dead cards in your hand, and I'm about to assemble my other 3 win conditions. Shamefully good. And one day I will have it. Turn 1. A god hand, sure, but I only needed the first 5, and there's other ways to do the same thing. Lion's Eye Diamond, Painter's Servant, Grindstone, Mana Vault, Tundra, Time Vault, Voltaic Key. Tundra, summon a Mana Vault, tap Mana Vault, summon Painter's Servant, Grindstone, Lion's Eye Diamond to activate. Turn 1 win. Game over before your opponent gets to play any cards. You could also get infinite turns on turn 1 in the same way, but why not just win? Turn 1, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Painter's Servant, Grindstone, Voltaic Key, Tolarian Academy, Mana Vault untaps. Activate, turn 1, game over before opponent plays any cards. Tinker Blightsteel as a parting fuck you. That's basically the ultimate fuck you in Magic. Blightsteel is the most powerful monster in the game. He wins almost every game he touches. And he is too slow when summoned on turn 1, because your opponent is already dead from Painter's Servant Grindstone on turn 1, before your opponent plays any cards. On a good day, it's faster than Dredge. Oh yeah, I forgot. If you're losing, just mill yourself, and it's a draw. 2 Blightsteels, infinite loop. And Painter's Servant Grindstone combo is officially useless against my deck, unless they also have Tormod's Crypt. That feeling you get when you play time abuse against anyone else. It's just so hilarious to watch their pathetic plans unravel before they even begin. It is truly a glorious sight to behold. I especially like it when they put some stupid elf on the deck. You know, turn 2, I'm ending the game, and they have 1 elf. Okay, well, talk to you later. Hope you enjoy. See you around.
Toxic hazard.
Going full fascist, baby, going full fascist. Gonna burn the whole fucking world to ashes. Tired of democracy and tired of the whining. Tired of Antifa getting violent in the streets. What you need now is a good long dose of law and order. Sort you the fuck out. Hard to smash a window with the boot on your neck. Hard to vote us out when you can't even vote. See, you prove yourself too dumb to be trusted with it. And that ship has now sailed, and it ain't coming back. A long time ago, you shits were in charge, and I wasn't impressed. Not one little bit. Now you'll be a patriot, now you'll fly right, and do as you're told. Or fucking else. And if you speak out, I'll just bust down your door. If you fight back, I'll just gun you down. And if you protest, out come the clubs. Thou dost fucking protest way too much. Tired of that, and that shit is now over. The joke's not funny, and the book has been burned. So if you need time to adjust, too fucking bad, it's happening now. So go have some sex and make some babies. We need lots of new soldiers for the coming crusade. And V for Vendetta's gonna fucking die slow. Blow up whatever. I won't fucking care. Liberal democracy needs a liberal dose of law and order to get you in line. Term limits are no longer a thing. Any kind of limits are no longer a thing. Anything it takes to keep you down is worth my time, and I'm going to do it. It only takes one vote, and the vote will be rigged, and it's never coming back. Say goodbye to free speech. Now what we have is responsible speech. You're responsible for saying what I tell you to say. Those who do not learn from history form a liberal democracy. See, we got it right, and we'll do it again, and you won't have a say. Not anymore. But a few things have changed. We're inclusive now. Now out come the clubs for any race agenda. We don't discriminate. All of you are now fucked. All of you are stupid and worth less than paper. If the president does it, it's probably illegal, but who gives a fuck? We do what we want. Nobody can stop us, not even close. This is man in his natural state. Religion is banned, and so is atheism. Any thinking in general is highly suspicious. So keep your head down and your skull uncracked. Do as you're told. Don't try to fight back. You won't have a life, but you might escape death. At least for a while, but we're coming for you someday. Find me the man, and I'll find you the crime. Even if there's no crime, I'll just make one up. I do what I want, and I'm in charge now. When I'm done rewriting history, it was always this glorious. Sell out your neighbors for a ration card or two. Man cannot live on bread lines alone. He also needs a stern heart and painful beating, with an arsenal of nukes that we're not afraid to use, and plenty of enemies to use them upon. Nuclear holocaust is a thing again. I don't know why we ever stopped doing it in the first place. What worries me the most is one day I'll run out of cities to nuke. Apocalypse now. Try to vote me out. I dare you to try. Try to vote me out. I dare you to try. Try to vote me out. I fucking dare you. I dare you to try. You'll fucking regret it. Try to vote me out. I dare you to try. I fucking double dare you to try to vote me out. 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 I fucking dare you. Try to vote me out. I dare you to try. Try to vote me out. I fucking dare you. Fuck. Yeah. It is highly inadvisable to oppose me. But by all means, try to vote me out. See what happens. Good night, folks. Woot, 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 woot. Woot, 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 woot. Yeah, well, fuck you too.
The Yazidi Black Book and the Revelation of White Skull. Sacred Books and Traditions of the Yazidi by Isa Yosef, 1919 at sacredtext.com.
Hi there. Please make your selection.
The translation of the Arabic text, page 28 and page 29. Preface. In the name of the most compassionate God, with the help of the Most High God and under His direction, we write the history of the Yazidis, their doctrine, and the mysteries of their religion as contained in their books, which reached our hand with their own knowledge and consent. In the time of Al-Muqtadir Billah, A.H. 295, there lived Mansur al-Hayla, the Carter, and Sayyid al-Qadir of Jilin. At that time, too, there appeared a man by the name of Sayyid Adi from the mountain of Hakkari, originally from the region of Aleppo or Baalbek. He came and dwelt in Mount Lalis, near the city of Mosul, about 9 hours distant from it. Some say he was of the people of Israel, related to Marwan ibn al-Hakam. His full name is Sara ad-Din Abu Ifadari Adi bin Musafir bin Ismail bin Musa bin Marwan bin al-Hassan.
Please make your selection.
Bin Marwan. He died AH 558 AD 1162 to 1150. His tomb is still visited. It is near Badrai, one of the villages of Mosul, distant 11 hours. The Yazidis are the progeny of those who were the Murris, disciples of Saidai. Some trace their origin to Yazidi, others to Hassan al-Basri. Footnote 29.1, page 83, AH 295, 807 to 808. This is the date of Al-Muqtadir's accession, who reigned till AH 320, AD 932. CFW is right, page 559. 29 29 verse 2 or something like that. The life of Mansur or al-Hallaj is given in Fihir's and Libby, page 129. 3. The life of al-Kabir of Gilad is given in Jani's Nafahat Lee, page 584. 29.4.
Something is taking over this ship. The sim units on this deck are being diverted for reasons unknown. I know it's somehow connected to the larger picture and whatever is happening since they landed on Tau Ceti. My men look at me like I'm crazy, but it is my responsibility to safeguard this ship and its crew. Screw Anatoly, screw Diego, and screw whatever poisonous influence has desecrated this vessel. I will not abandon my post or my charge.
PP 143F 29.5 Yakut Roman number 4 373 calls it Liles and says that Sage Adi lived there. 29.6 presumably Yazid bin Muawiyah, the second caliph in the Umayyad dynasty, reign 682 683 CF W. Moore, The Caliphate, page 327. 29. The life of Hassan al-Basri is given in Ibn Halikan. He is not to be identified with Hassan al-Basri. Bracket died 108 H, who, according to Mohammedan tradition, first pointed the Quran text with the assistance of Yahya bin Yaman. Al-Zawad, the revelation. Before all creation, this revelation was with Malek Harus, who sent Harus to this world that he might separate truth to his particular truth. This was done, first of all, by means of oral tradition, and afterward by means of this book, Al-Zawad, which the outsiders may neither read nor behold. Chapter 1. I was, and now, and shall have no end. I exercise dominion over all creatures and over the affairs of all who are under the protection of my.
Please make your selection.
I am ever present to help all who trust in me and call upon me in time of need.
Please make your selection.
There is no place in the universe that knows not my prayers.
Please make your selection. Choosing value wrap.
Those who are without call evil, because their nature is not such as they approve. Every age has its own nature, who directs affairs according to my decrees. This office is changeable from generation to generation, that the ruler of this world and his chiefs may discharge the duties of their respective offices, everyone in his. I allow everyone to follow the dictate of his own nature, but he that opposes me will regret so sorely. No God has a right to interfere in my affairs, and I have made it an imperative rule that everyone shall refrain from worshipping all gods. All the books of those who are without are altered by them, and they have declined from them, although they were written by the prophets and the apostles. That there are interpolations is sin in fact that each sect in the verse to prove that the others are wrong and to destroy their books. To me, truth and falsehood are known. When temptation comes, I give my covenant to him that trusts in me. Moreover, I give counsel to the skilled directors, for I have appointed them for periods that are known to me. I remember necessary affairs and execute them in due time. I teach and guide those who follow my instructions. If anyone obey me and conform to my commandments, he shall have joy, delight, and goodness. Chapter 2. I require the descendants of Adam and reward them with various rewards that I alone know. Moreover, power and dominion over all that is on earth, glory, that which is above and that which is beneath, are in my hands. I do not allow friendly association with other people, nor do I depart them that are my own and that obey me of anything that is good for them. I place my affairs in the hands of those who I have tried and who are in accord with my desires. I appear in diverse manners to those who are faithful and under my command. I give and take away. I enrich and impoverish. I cause both happiness and misery. I do all this in keeping with characteristics of each epoch, and none has a right to interfere with my management of affairs. Those who oppose me, I afflict with disease, but my own shall not die like the sons of Adam that are without. None shall live in this world longer than the time set by me. And if I so desire, I send a person a second or a third time into this world or into some other by the transmigration of soul. Chapter 3. I lead to the straight path without a revealed good. I direct. O right, my beloved and my chosen ones, by unseen means. All my teachings are easily applicable to all times and all conditions. I punish all who do contrary to my will. Now the sons of Adam do not know the state of things that is to come. For this reason, they fall into my errors. The beasts of the earth, the birds of heaven, and the fish of the sea are all under the control of my hands. All treasures and hidden things are known to me, and as I desire, I take them from one and bestow them upon another. I reveal my wonders to those who seek them, and in due time my miracles to those who receive them.
Please make your selection.
But those who are without are my adversaries, hence they oppose me. Nor do they know that such course is against their own interests, for might, wealth, and riches are, and I bestow them upon every worthy descendant of Adam. Thus, the government of the world, the tradition of generations, and the changes of the directors are determined from beginning.
Proceed to the engine core on the engineering deck.
I will not give my life to other gods. I have allowed the creation of
by entering the authorized district code 94834.
Because they are necessary
Once
things
you
for
have
creation.
done that, we may
The books of
proceed
Jews,
to the
Christians,
Rickenbacker.
and the Muslims,
Separate
as
the
of
two
those who
ships
are
and
without
exterminate this infestation.
i.e., so far as they agree with and conform.
Just for the record, talking with Kevin Rawani, just so you guys can be clear, if you believe I believe Justin Trudeau actually hired these fucking idiots to do something to me. Like, literally, you're so insane, you should be in a straitjacket. It's not so much that I don't believe that. It's that literally, if you are foolish enough to believe that, and you are anyone other than my crazy Gab followers who expect such things because they want the porno, it's like, dude, if you think I'm serious about that, you lost your mind, fun. I may be a deceptive lying actor. I'm not that stupid. Of course, Trudeau ain't fucking hired you, moron. That's not just stupid. That's unthinkably fucking stupid. And I lose respect for you, Kevin Ronnie, for even believing I'm remote. Like, I should pretty much stop. Loki the actor has gone too far. My acting is too pathological. Dude, I'll say this. Inside, I really do feel like a Japanese man. I'd love to change my race legally to Japanese. That ain't a joke. Dude, I'm not the Japanese white-hating Hitler who wishes to exterminate all the whites. That was an act. I play characters. Apparently, I play characters a little too well. Rwani actually thinks I think Justin Trudeau fucking hired him to be a bitch to me. Honestly, I think if Justin Trudeau hired someone, he would pick someone better than fucking Rwani. Alright, have a nice day. Just for clarification. Alright, later, guys.